Today we are following one of our own, a fellow EV dabbler. Trifusion 1 is taking his family from the UK to Provence in his Hyundai Ioniq 5. I love seeing these stories from real drivers, real trips, real data, real experiences. Here is what it's really like to go electric on a long road trip. Let's dive in.
So the car is packed. We've just thrown the emergency charger in the back there. Kids are in and we're all good to go. We have, unfortunately, forgot to charge the car up to 100%, but we're on 92, so we should be fine. Off to Dover. So we got into Dover a little bit early, so we've stopped for a little top up. I had free 25 kilowatt hours with Osprey. Unfortunately, it's only a 150 kilowatt charger, so the Ioniq 5 is not able to really do its thing yet. Can't see what we're at, but we're probably at 150. Alright, off to the ferry in about 5-10 minutes.
The first stop in France is just 15 minutes for convenience. No EV chargers there. And then it's the first charging stop in Beral, a classic.
On the first day, I discovered my phone SIM wasn't working in France. So the first Ionity stop, I had to use my Electroverse RFID card to get it going while I went and found some Wi-Fi to set up an eSIM. And that was actually the most expensive charge of the entire trip.
The second stop is another classic Ionity station. It's Reims-Champfleury.
I had planned to use Ionity exclusively. And they were the gold standard for chargers on the trip. Almost always right on the motorway with great facilities nearby, and I never experienced a single queue. I didn't experience a single charger not working, and I quite like that they usually had a slower 50 kilowatt or even AC charger if you weren't in a rush. These were usually a little bit cheaper as well. The connection with the app was always seamless, at least it was once I had data working. I stumbled upon an iZivia charger when stopping for dinner at McDonald's on the first day of the drive down. I plugged into the AC as we were eating, and there was a soft play there, so I knew the kids would want to spend a while. DC charging would have been much too fast. Discovering it was only 28 cents per kilowatt hour meant that I ended up making them a bit of a target on the return drive, and this did land me in some trouble compared to the smooth sailing that we had with Ionity.
So it's been a very long day, about midnight now. Getting there. Make good progress, just north of Lyon. Pulled into our Ionity charger, which claims to be 350 kilowatt, but the car's capped at 170 core the whole time, so I suspect it's 350 kilowatt split between these two, and even though the other one is empty alongside me, it's still sharing it with no one. Anyway, 174 is not too bad. And earlier on today I saw 220, which was pretty good. So we're going to call it a night fairly soon and stay over in Lyon. And we will be doing the final leg tomorrow morning. So wander away again for day 2. We're actually at our first stop already. I forgot to start recording the GPS at Lyon, so we're already in Grenoble. And we're hitting nearly 220 kilowatts there, which is pretty good going. Very beautiful site to stop. Unfortunately, one of the kids has been sick in the car, so we might be stopped here a bit longer than we actually need to for this charge. But we should be down at our villa in about 3 hours.
With the children being sick, day 2 was much longer than anticipated. EV or no EV, many stops were involved.
So here's the car we've been doing this road trip in. This is a Hyundai Ioniq 5. It is a 2022 model with the larger battery pack option. So it's got a 73 kilowatt hour battery, usable. It's famously 800 volt architecture car, which means theoretically it can charge about 230 kilowatts. We're out in the villa at the moment, going to be leaving later today. On the drive down here, the most I saw was 220 kilowatts, but I wasn't monitoring it super closely, so I might have missed the real peaks. But hopefully we'll see a 230 kilowatt today. This should be, unless anybody is driving Porsches around, it should be about the fastest, one of the fastest charging cars, EV cars out there at the moment. So hopefully for this race, this will sit us in good stead. We will see. Okay, the car is all packed. Kids are in. The gate's open. Time to leave our lovely bit of paradise in the mountains. We're charged to 100%, so we should hopefully be able to make it all the way to Lyon. I think we're going to go through the mountains, which is slightly slower, but we're not in a rush, and it will be a prettier drive and should be more interesting. See how we get on. So just a small little stop for a snack. I'm driving nearly an hour and a half now, and the car's still over 80% battery. It's currently saying we're going to make it to Lyon without having to stop and charge. But just to show you why we picked the slightly longer drive through the mountains, because this is what we get to drive through. So a slightly wet stop here. It's been raining ever since we left the Alps, quite heavily, but we're getting on pretty well. This is our second charge stop, only 150 kilowatts. We seem to be getting it now. Weirdly, on the first time I plugged in, it was only giving me 9 kilowatts on the CCS, but just stopped it and restarted it, and it's all good. So we're gonna get some dinner while this guy charges up. So it's about 11 o'clock in the evening, and we are an hour or so south of Paris right now. Charging up at one of these very cheap chargers at McDonald's, which with Electroverse is 28 cents per kilowatt hour. And we're getting around 150 kilowatts advertised. We'll be calling it a day when we get to Paris around midnight. Spending tomorrow in Disneyland, and then back to the UK the day after. It's been quite a long day driving, especially going through the mountains. So it was very beautiful earlier. It's been quite rainy this afternoon. All the charging's been really, really simple, other than this one. This one was a complete nightmare to find. This is in a little town called Sens. S-C-N-S, it's spelled. How you should really pronounce that. Sens, something like that. For some reason, both the car and Google and Electroverse all think this charger is on the opposite side of the river to where it is. But we found it eventually. Turns out it's easier if you just search for McDonald's. There we go. So we are leaving Paris off towards Dover, and had to get our first charge quite early because we came into Paris with very little battery. back at McDonald's again, becoming a bit of a theme. They're only 150 kilowatt charges, but that's pretty quick still, and they're a lot cheaper than anywhere else, even cheaper than Ioniq with a subscription. So charge up off here, hopefully we'll get straight to Calais. If not, there's an Ioniq halfway there. See how we go on. So we're here again at another McDonald's, this time in Calais. We managed to make it from Paris to Calais on that single charge this morning. Once again, getting 150 watts. You can see I let it get pretty low, went down to 5% coming in here, but there's a bunch of charges around here, so I wasn't worried at all. And then the only stop we had was just for the kids to stretch their feet and go to the toilet. No need to stop and charge. I've got to stop and recharge the little kiddies. So we'll charge up here, maybe get a bite to eat, and then head over to the ferry. It's about 2 hours until the ferry leaves, but we're going to get there an hour early, so waste a bit of time. But I should be able to charge up enough here to get us home, back to Bedfordshire, without another charge needed. So it turns out there was one more stop required. The charger in Calais was actually a shared charger, and someone turned up not long after we plugged in, which meant it dropped down to 75 kilowatts. So I wasn't going to wait around for that. So we are in the UK now, charging at an Ioniq. About an hour away from home. So we're just going to get it up to about 50%, so this will top up, and that will be enough to get us home comfortably. So we should be home by around 10:30. Much later than we expected, because it turns out the ferry terminal in Calais is very, very busy this time of year. And it took us over 3 hours from check-in to actually getting on a ferry, so we ended up taking the ferry after the one we wanted. But c'est la vie, we're nearly home. Nearly time to stop that charge as well, going on very fast.
Alright, that's the trip now done, about 3,000 kilometers, but in classic style for this channel, it's time for the stats and the final impressions.
The total cost was £147.61, and that was for a total of 534.7 kilowatt hours at rapid charges throughout the trip. Of course, I started with about 90% battery when I left our house, and also I was able to charge for free with the granny charger at 6 amps at the villa in Bargemont. And we left there with 100%. I also used 25 kilowatt hours of free charging at an Osprey charger that I've had for a while as part of my home electricity tariff. The total toll fees for the trip were €173.60 on the French motorways, and £5 that I spent on the Dartford crossing. So interestingly, that's about the same as what we spent on electricity for the whole trip. When I go back to the UK, I had a look at some of the efficiency data from the car. Unfortunately, the history didn't go back quite enough to see the outbound trip, but it did record the economy of the return leg. It records the economy every time I hit the start-stop button on the car. So there's quite a few entries for those 2 days of driving on the return leg. There's a clear trend with the slower driving in the mountains at the start of the 29th being much more efficient than the 130 kilometer per hour motorway speeds that we were doing after we left the mountains. Some of those very high efficiency runs in the mountains must have been downhill where we were able to really recoup a huge amount of energy. So we got very, very efficient driving there. And you'll see at the end, the 1.9 miles per kilowatt hour was the 3-hour queue we had in Calais to board the ferry, where the AC actually used more energy than the car's motors did. The fastest I saw the car charge was 220 kilowatts, which was at Grenoble. I was usually
very occupied with the 2 young children while the car was charging. When I stopped at the 150 kilowatt chargers, the car always maxed them out. And usually it was holding that 150 kilowatt hour peak that the charger could output from whenever I plugged it in right up until 80% or just before 80%. So even on those slower, less capable chargers, it was really charging fast.
So that's it, you've got all the details for this trip. A great many thanks to Trifusion for sharing his experience. The discussion continues in the comments below. Please reach out if you feel like sharing your own experience and in the true spirit of crowdsourcing on this channel. But for now, it's thanks for watching and goodbye.